Okay, the first thing we can do right now is we click on fuel right here. As you can see, the fuel's right here. It'll probably start off with 19,000 kilograms. So what we need to do is go into our Airbus fuel planner. We need to type in the to and from airports. Um, it should automatically give a roundabout distance of where what you need. After that, you hit load fuel plan. Make sure that when you hit load fuel plan that this is what it says inside there. According to this, it says 5342. So basically, you just keep hitting load fuel and then load payload until it actually says this on here. So basically, that's all you need to do. And as far as the route, what you just do is type in KJFK, wherever you're flying to and from, according to after putting the flight plan in SimBrief, like you should have done already. And then you type your airport you're going to. Then we type it in up here. Once that's done, if you put it in the folder correctly, it would already be there, which I'm sure you've done it already. After that point, give it a few seconds, it'll pop up. Put in your flight number that you want to that you are flying today. Today's American Airlines flight 101260 is my flight level. Okay, if the IRSs are not aligned, make sure you align the IRSs at the top left-hand corner. Go into that next page. This is the block fuel that you need. Block fuel is this right here, so get it as close as you can. 5.3 is the closest I can get it because I can't do 5.33. So 5.3 is appropriate. That means it'll just have 0.30 kilograms, a little bit more on there. Um, After you do that, just click Preference. Now, preference is you want your trim speed. In order to get your VR speeds, you need your trim speed. How do you know your trim speed? When same thing on the fuel planning page right here in the left-hand corner, based on how your weights are, it will change the trim thing. How do you do the trim thing? This is simple. All you just do is type in 1 slash DN because it said down, as you can see, down. It will say up if it needs to be up. Then you just type UP down 0.2 because that's what we need it to be. Why 0.2? Because 0.2 down. Okay. Once you've done that, then you just click it right in here. The flaps indication. Boom. Because what you're saying is you want flaps down, flaps one down, and a pitch degree angle for your right here trim is 2 degrees. So flaps are 1 down and 2 degrees. Okay, then you have 160 is your is your VR2 takeoff speed, is your rotate speed. Um, is 160. So basically, after you've done all this, you're done. You go back to your flight plan, and as you can see your actual um, flight level right here. And if you didn't put the block fuel in, you would not see this. Just scroll down in here real quick. Look for any it's such a short trip, so it's a small one. Any discontinuities? Basically, okay, we click down here for the airport. Once you click down there, you click the arrival. We don't know what runway we'll be taking, so we'll skip that. Based on the flight plan that you booked, you should know that the pretty much the last um, section here is the arrival departure, and this one would be the departure plate leaving, but it's not. That's just a waypoint. But there'd be something like in particular like this in front of that. But you can take off on uh, D's one approach or whatever you want, or just leave it as is. So the Clipper one, I don't see the Clipper one in here, so I'm just going to let's click this one for now. Just per se, let's say that was Clipper. Basically the transition is the beginning of where you line up with the localizer. That would be your transition. I don't know the transition at this point, so you can just click no transition. It will put in no transition, hit insert real quick, and then you're pretty much done. Scroll through it one more time to make sure there's no discontinuities. See, as there's one right there. If there is a discontinuity, there might be a manual before it sometimes. Delete the manual, then the discontinuity. In this case, we'll just delete the continuality. Make sure the clear button is here. Delete. Once that is done, your flight plan is FMC is done, and just click right here to flight plan to bring it back up. Everything else in the flight plan is done. So what you want to do is set your VR speed as 160. Let's disengage from the keyboard real quick here, and we'll move up to change it to the speed to 160. Let's bring this down to 160 here. Alright, 160, and then click it. Okay, and then you can follow the flight management system on where you're supposed to be according to the approach plates and the waypoints. If there's no ATC on, you can just travel up to where you're supposed to go. If you're running active sky, you will know the QNH is 1028, or you can stick it in inches and know what the inches are as well. It's 30.35 is 1028. After that, you're pretty much ready to push back. Just initiate the co-pilot thing in here, and just do as they say and turn your radios on to Unicom 122.80 if that's what you're on. As long as you got your fuel in here and your weights are good, that's all you just do is take off, and then just hit the autopilot when you feel like you're ready to let the autopilot take over, and the plane will fly according to the route. And then just watch. They will automatically do an approach checklist when you reach near the top of descent. That's when you should be starting to descend down to your altitude. Just look back at your FMC here and see where you're supposed to be at what altitude you're supposed to be at. See, we're supposed to be crossing. We need to be here 250 at 10,000 feet. Then we go to Robinson's. We continue on, and our top of descent is right here. We still stay at 26,000, and we need to be at Bully Eye is the beginning of the approach plate at 16,000 feet at 270. So just look on your screen here basically and see how far away you are to that destination. When you get closer to it, and start descending. Accordingly, so you can be down to that altitude of where you're supposed to be, and just pretty much just follow the flight plan here, and bring yourself in, and that's pretty much it. And the co-pilot and captain, inside the aerosoft will set the plane up for landing. And all you just got to do is, when you're ready to disengage the autopilot, disengage it and disengage the auto thrust, and manually land the plane however you want to do. I recommend keeping the auto thrust on until you're about almost on top of the runway. Then you can disactivate that, and you need to put your levers at idle when he says retard, retard. Your throttles must be back to idle position. So make sure, otherwise you'll just keep going. Alright, I hope this tutorial helps you out.